We're back on the Morning Brew with friends, with our friends from Bernco County, Sarah Chudnoff. You're the county hydrologist, Sarah.
Yes.
That's got to be a fun gig.
Oh, it is. Great job. Lots of outdoors time and a great interaction with the public.
That's cool. Well, of course, if you're with Bernco County, that means it's Bernco on the Brew. I love our graphic. That's the most fun graphic I think we've got. So you guys are doing some very cool water stuff right now. And is the hydrology department, is it large at Bernco County?
We're actually part of the Natural Resource Services Department, so we're permitting, which we permit septic and private wells. We have our stormwater group, water conservation, and then we're the hydrogeology program. So we're a pretty small program, but we have a lot of support and a lot of interdepartmental work.
And a lot of important things to take care of, like wells and septic tanks.
Yes.
Very cool. Is it hard to get a septic tank permitted these days? I wouldn't even know.
We have a great group of people to work with, so if you go in and ask a lot of questions, they'll walk you through the entire process.
Very cool. Well, you guys are having a water fair.
Yes.
And this just sounds interesting. I've never heard of a water fair. Is that like, do you have clowns handing out glasses of water and like tilt-a-whirls, that kind of stuff, roller coasters?
We make it rain. Well, the water fair is actually something that we're working with the New Mexico Groundwater Quality Bureau and the Department of Health on. They go around the state and they do free water sampling for private well owners. So we're working with them to not only do the free private well testing, but also educate the residents on, what does that testing mean? What do you do if there's a constituent that's detected in your water? And then we also talk about hydrogeology. Where we work, it's really important to understand not only what your water quality is, but the water availability.
Are wells contaminated with anything here? Are there any constituents, as you said, in the wells here? I mean, I've heard over the years that arsenic is a big deal.
Arsenic has been a big deal. The Water Authority, though, is working very diligently to, work on that through treatment, through the surface water treatment plant,
Can you
and through
filter that
bringing
out? Can I put that in a Brita and filter all that out, or does it work that way?
Not through a Brita, but there's other treatment options. And if you come down to the water fair, there will be people that can talk to you about the options for treating your water if something is detected. And we do have arsenic on the list.
Ah, cool. So is it expensive to do that? Like if I didn't want to, pop a well in my backyard?
If you went through your own private testing, it can be a little pricey. And if you are going to put a new well in, the county does require that you sample for a certain list. But through some of our programs, we actually have incentives. So if somebody wants to participate, say, in our groundwater level monitoring program, we'll come out and sample for free if they're willing to install certain equipment in their well. And they can get in touch with us to learn more about that.
So we have this cool little graphic here. It's water level changes. What is that? Wells that are being run dry, or what is this a graph of?
So this graph is part of our county water level monitoring program. We work out in the East Mountains. We monitor 4 times a year, and this shows net water level changes in some of our monitoring points. Unfortunately, the orange and yellow is bad, means water levels are declining. But where you see blue, that means water levels are coming up.
Okay. Is this because of the drought that we've been in over the last decade or so?
It's a combination: drought, population growth.
People are just using it?
Moisture. Yeah, people are using the resource. So through these tools, through our water fair, through our water level monitoring program, we're hoping to educate residents on all things hydrogeology.
Very cool. So how did you become a geologist? Is this the kind of a hydrogeologist? Is this the kind of thing that you just grew up here and decided, hey, this is a thing, or what's your story for that?
I didn't like my first choice when I was at UNM, and my dad is a hydrologist. I asked for an internship where he was working, and I was sucked in, and I loved it. And going to New Mexico Tech, they put you in the field day one, and it was just a great adventure.
You get to be out there in the world, right?
Yes.
That's cool. So you also want to mention that there are water restrictions for people in Bernco County, right?
Yes. So of course, water restrictions are going to go hand in hand with our mission and natural resource services. Between April 1st and October 31st, we encourage, actually there is a restriction in place to not allow for watering between the hottest part of the day.
You don't just encourage, you mandate.
Yes, we mandate. We would like to just encourage, but unfortunately we have to mandate. So between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., the hottest part of the day, we do not allow for outdoor watering.
Okay. Very cool. Well, thanks for coming in and telling us about the water fair, which is this Friday and Saturday.
Correct.
And it's free. Anybody can show up.
Yep.
And do you just encourage people to bring samples of their own water?
So yeah, that's what you're going to do. You're going to collect a 1 liter sample, and all of our information is available on our website on how to collect that, or they can call me if they have questions and they bring it in. We also have drop-off locations in the North Valley and the South Valley for those who can't make it out to the East Mountains. And even if someone doesn't want to come out and bring in a sample, they can come out, check out the expo, and talk to all these experts with questions that they have.
Very cool. Anybody ever just bring in like some tap water and say, test this, and you find stuff in it?
There are elements that are detected every time, but
Really?
you know, it's a great way to know what's in your well water and to talk to the people who can help you figure out where to go from there.
Okay, well, excellent. Sounds good. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends with Monica Bernco, who's going to teach me some exercises for new moms. Back in a couple of seconds.